Right here on VANR. That's VegasAllNetRadio.com, which means it's time for Vegas Unwrapped. The phone lines are open at 702-483-4444. Now, without further ado, here are your hosts, Aaron Phillips and Ricky Cash.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the March 19th edition of Vegas Unwrapped Internet Radio, minus Mr. Cash. He is back east in North Carolina visiting with his dear friend Lois and Mike. He should be calling in here shortly in about 5 minutes to check in. He's back east getting ready to participate in March Madness basketball. Well, not participate, but participate as a spectator with the March Madness games this weekend in North Carolina. And if you've had a bracket today, you might as well just rip it up and throw it out because there are some major upsets, which we'll talk about as the show progresses. We want to thank you for tuning in tonight along the VegasAllNetRadio.com network or on the downloadable app. If you want to take us with you, you can certainly do that. We would appreciate it if you do. As always, you can phone us at 702-483-4444, or you can always Skype us at Vegas All Net Radio. And I am joined tonight by my other partners in crime, Mr. JPeg and Mr. Bobcat. Gentlemen, how we doing?
I'm doing well. How you tonight?
How you doing?
How you doing?
How, Mr. Nixon?
Bobcat.
Mr. President?
Well, first of all, let me say this about that.
Yes.
Our JPeg's out of line tonight, Aaron. He better settle down. And I know Ricky's back in North Carolina. I had nothing to do with the tapes.
No, it had nothing to do with sending him back to North Carolina either.
I did nothing of that sort.
No, of course not. So our crew is here. Also joining us, we have a guest in studio who's going to rename nameless for the moment. She's with us just kind of getting her feet back into the pool of radio. But we'll mention it. We'll just call her Holly. How's that? We'll just call her Holly. Hello, Holly. Well, and then our first guest tonight, he'll be joining us here shortly after the
You're
first break.
You're losing it already.
I know I am. I know. That's what happens. That's what happens. It's not even the second hour. I'm 3 minutes in, and it's not even the second hour yet. Wait till we get to the second hour because, first of all, folks, I gave JPeg a little hint into what the top story of weird news is going to be tonight.
God.
Let me just say this about that, as President Nixon just said. We're going to have a wild story of weird news tonight from around the world. So, look, can I preface it now? Can I just kind of give it a little tease?
Yeah, go ahead.
All
I
right.
dare you.
It's a murder case, and the piece of evidence is a woman's
hoo-ha
genital that was saved in a jar. So we'll just leave it at that, and I'll fill in the rest of the blanks later on.
Was it a mayonnaise jar?
Yeah, hermetically sealed
Yeah.
on the porch of Funk and Wagnall.
Camel toe.
That's right. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God. I wonder if he's actually looking for those nowadays, now that we educated him on that.
It only took us 3 weeks.
I know. That's priceless. I should have put that. By the way, go to our website.
This is the first hour, right?
Yes, I know.
All right.
I know. VegasAnwrapped.net. Go to our website because I updated our site with pictures and videos. I finally, after 30 minutes of trying to remember my password and log on to get into my
You
website.
should write that down.
Yeah, I finally did after I remembered it after 30 minutes. So there's new videos up there. There's new pictures up there, all kinds of stuff that I was behind on. Do check it out, see what's going on.
Are there any pinups?
There is, actually. We were at the Orleans Hotel this past weekend.
That's enough.
For this. For the Senior Spotlight Spectacular, and they had this new group, which I think you're going to talk about later on. Not a new group, but a group that was new to us, called Pinups for Patriots in Nevada, and they were your typical pinup-looking gals, the red hair and the dresses from the 50s and everything. And we did a little 2-minute on-site interview with them, so that's up on our website, VegasAnwrapped.net. And also, too, don't forget to check out the tab for the Ricky Cash Fan Club. So we can raise funds to donate back to the community for $10, $20, or $30 once a year. Those funds are used to help donate back to our community, and not only here in Vegas, but all around within our listening audience where it is needed. So anyway, so we were out at Senior Spotlight Spectacular, and it was a good time. A lot of vendors, great music, great people. Met
Great
some
turnout.
new listeners, and I'll tell you what, though, the one thing about when you get a bunch of like 500 seniors together, put out free food, and it's like bees to honey. Speaking of seniors, I think there's a man on the line, the senior part of this show, Mr. Ricky Cash, calling in from North Carolina. How are you, partner?
I'm pretty good. I like that senior segue, though.
You like that? Was that your timing was impeccable as always?
Well, gee whiz, and you're right about those seniors when it comes to free food. I never saw anything like it.
They literally ran out of food on Saturday. We couldn't even eat. We waited. John and Cash and we waited till after the event to go down to TGI Fridays and raid their cabinet of food. But boy, they put out spread, and the line was halfway through the ballroom. It was just amazing, amazing.
There was a couple thousand people there.
Easily. So
they seem to form the food line faster than any other place.
That's true. We should have had a concession stand on the food line. That'd have been better. So what's going on in North Carolina? How's Lois and Mike and company?
They're all good. Lois is upstairs on the computer listening to the show.
Hi, Lois.
Mike and I were watching. I've been watching since, Eastern time. I've been watching since 12 o'clock.
Right.
So I have seen like 19 games already. I'm totally basketballed out. In fact, after I finish the call, I'll go upstairs and put the show on my computer because it's totally exhausting. But so typical of the NCAA, threes being beat, teams 1 point, 3 games ended in 1 point. Some of the important teams got bounced. A couple of the others really came close to getting bounced. It's one of the great tournaments in all of sports. I love it.
When I got back to the home office, I turned on one of the 20,000 channels that covers the tournament, and I caught the Georgia State Baylor game.
Oh my goodness!
And I was sitting there, and when the kid hit the 3-pointer to win it, my jaw just dropped because they scored 13 points in the last 2:37 and to come from behind. And I think the funniest thing, and I'm glad it was captured on camera, was when the head coach of Georgia State, I don't mean to make light of it, but I guess he tore his Achilles tendon last week celebrating. So the coach is in a boot, and he's on the sideline in his little wheelie chair, like a desk chair, okay?
And he fell off the chair.
And he fell off the chair after his son, celebrated, and it was his son who took the shot, and he hits the 3-pointer, and he leans back to celebrate, and off the chair he goes. I mean, it was thankfully he wasn't hurt, but it was
that'll be on the highlights for the next year.
Absolutely. I mean, it was a great moment, and but yeah, 3s and 14s go. I mean, it's just crazy, and many people at Iowa State going to the Final Four.
Yeah, because they won the Big 8. And the Big 8 got crushed today, 0-3. Well, now they call it the Big 12, and they were supposed to be the best basketball conference this year, and they started off getting whacked.
Yes, absolutely.
That's why this is so much. That's why this is so much fun. Tomorrow I will be at the I'll be at the arena, the Charlotte Arena. First game is 12:40.
Right.
I get to see Michigan State play Georgia.
Oh, that should be a good game.
And, yeah, that should be a good game. And then Virginia plays somebody who I won't mention because they're not worth it. Then in the evening session,
who are they playing? Who are they playing? I haven't paid that close attention to the bracket.
I don't know.
Oh.
They don't play any. They play a 15. So,
okay.
I don't think And then Duke plays Robert Morris.
Oh boy!
And it's finally at the last game of the night where St. John's plays San Diego State that will be jumping around.
Gotcha. So you're going to be there for all those games?
Yeah, when you buy the tickets for this tournament, you have to buy all the sessions that's at that region.
Well, I hate to ask you this, but do you have a lot of painkillers with you for all that sitting and walking?
Between Mike and I, we could probably sell our oxys on the street for at least a few hundred.
And retire, right?
And maybe get money for the studio, right?
I'm telling you, and what happens is, let's say after Georgia loses to Michigan State,
right,
and they're going to go home.
Right.
They still have all these tickets.
Oh, my gosh.
So, that's the time you pick a couple up, and then in between games you go out, you scalp a few. I'll tell you, I see it as an economic opportunity.
There you go. See, you can see why he's from New York. He's already plotting and planning, so interesting. Hey,
who do you got on the show tonight?
Well, sitting to my left, a gentleman will be coming on here. His name is Jeff Carstensen. He is owner of MULTIMOVIN FITNess. So when you come back from North Carolina, you and I are going to go into training to run a triathlon.
Oh, that's right. He's the triathlon
That's
guy.
right, and he's listening to you, so be careful what you say about exercising.
And I'm going to film it.
Are we allowed to use 3-wheelers?
How about just like stunt doubles?
I can do that.
And then also sitting in studio with us is a person who I met with yesterday. Her name is Holly. Say hi to Holly.
Hi, Holly.
She's listening. She just doesn't have a mic in front of her. That potentially will be joining us under the production wing in about a month.
Hey, that is fantastic.
So she's sitting in, and she's experienced in the radio industry. She's just kind of hanging out with us, kind of getting reacclimated to the studio environment.
It's a good thing I'm not there. Between the two of us and JPeg and Bobcat, we'd probably chase her out.
No, you know what, Cash? I'm going to tell you a little secret. She's a redhead.
Uh-oh, kryptonite. Kryptonite for Phillips.
That's right. So you know she got a special price from me, right?
Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable. Hey, JPeg, we're never going to make any money with this guy.
I know. I never mind. I talked to him earlier. So
That's right. JPeg's keeping me in check tonight. And Bobcat's here doing his thing.
What are you going to do?
Well, hey, you know what? It is what it is. Hey, it could be worse things I could be attached to.
Yes, it's true.
So at least, keeps me alive to some degree.
Well, it sounds like you got a busy.
Well, and then the second hour I have no guests, so we're going to totally tank. And I don't know if you heard the opening minute or two of what the opening story of Weird News is going to be tonight, but I shared what the first story coming out of the gate's going to be. We're going to have a hell of a second hour, I'm going to tell you right now.
You better be listening. You better be listening for this one.
I will be listening. Of course I'll be listening.
Yes. And Lois, since I know you're listening, if Cash didn't tell you, I need you to take pictures in your Ricky Cash T-shirts and post them on Facebook.
Yes, I did mention that to Lois this morning.
Good.
And she said that she and Michael will be happy to do that.
All right. Just want to make sure you remembered to tell her.
Which reminds me, I stopped by the house today to pick up that stuff that we're going to send down to Stella, but you weren't there.
You jerk. Actually, the certificate is upstairs on the desk.
All right, well, I'll get it from you when you get back.
There you go. And did you ever contact Red Skelton to send his out? To get his address?
I didn't call him to get his address, but I will.
You got work to do when you get back, pal.
No, well, I'm entitled to a vacation. Remember, all my previous vacations have been with cousin Gary.
That's true. All right, that's true. Actually, what you probably needed to take Holly with you on those visits.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll explain what that means later on.
I imagine you will.
Yeah. All right, go back. Go do your thing, because I know it's running late for you. It's 10:15 back east, and it's past your bedtime. So.
Yeah, it's almost past my bedtime already, but I'm gonna toughen it up.
All right.
And listen to you guys make fools out of yourselves, and have a great show.
Oh no, you're not here. We're making fun of you without you here. Don't worry.
With that figures, I get no respect.
We got you covered, of course.
And just for the record, you're actually listening to the rebroadcast.
Yeah, this is a rebroadcast. This is not live.
I am?
Yeah, that's right. All right, man. Shout out you later.
See you guys.
All right.
Bye-bye, Ricky.
Ricky Cash from North Carolina and Lois. Want to say hi again to Lois. They've been staunch supporters of Vegas Unwrapped almost from the get-go. And Ricky's known Lois for about 50 years. They went to school together and whatnot. So want to thank them for their support and proud members of the Ricky Cash fan club. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's jump out for an early break. I know Mr. Bobcat's writing down scores and getting ready for a sports report, because with the basketball games going on, could be a lengthy sports report.
We could be here all night.
All right, you're listening to Vegas Unwrapped. Phillips and Cash. No Cash tonight. JPeg, Bobcat here with us doing our thing. Coming up next, MULTIMOVIN FITNESS owner Jeff Carstensen, and he's a changed man today, I learned earlier in the day. His filing status is going to be changing real soon. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Vegas Unwrapped, a cashless episode, like the rest of my life being cashless.
Yeah,
Why should the radio show be any different? Yeah. Anyway, you're listening to Vegas Unwrapped along the VegasAllNetRadio.com network or on the downloadable app. If you don't have the app, just go to the Play Store or your whatever store you need to, depending upon your phone. Enter Vegas All Net Radio or VANR. Download the app and take us with you no matter where you are. You don't need to be tied to your computer to hear our show. Visit VegasUnwrapped.net for archives and YouTube videos. Anything that you've missed, we will fill you in. Now, if this just doesn't paint a picture of the beach scene of the guys running along the beach on Chariots of Fire. Our guest here in the Vegas Unwrapped Business Spotlight Hot Seat is owner, MULTIMOVIN FITNESS, Mr. Jeff Carstensen joins us at the mic. How are you, Jeff?
Thanks for having me.
All right, as soon as the engineer pushes the button, we'll hear you. Try that again. Hi, Jeff.
Hi. How's it going?
Welcome to Vegas Unwrapped.
Thank you much.
So when you started this, did you hear music like that and said, I'm going to start running because of Chariots of Fire?
Exactly.
There you go. Exactly. Just that beach scene, right? I don't know. I would have made a left turn and landed in the water pretty quickly myself. So anyway, Jeff, thank you for coming in tonight. We appreciate it. So tell us a little bit about the company, MULTIMOVIN Fitness, and tell us how you kind of got started in it. I mean, you're a pretty young, fit guy here, and how did you get started in it?
Well, I did 5 years in the Air Force, and while I was in the Air Force, I found out the failure rate for the physical fitness test was at 14%.
Really?
So I had a lot of friends I couldn't even pass the 1.5 mile run.
Wow.
In the military ranks. So I knew if it was that big of a problem in the military,
what would it be like in real life?
Yeah.
Right?
14% passing rate. Yeah.
Wow.
Failure rate, but yeah.
No. Failure rate in the military, but 14% passing in
right.
Civilian life.
Right. 86 out of 100 people can't run to the bathroom if they had to right now. So that kind of was your inspiration, realizing that there was probably a market out there needing some help.
Yes, and I actually I got into triathlon as a way to get in shape before heading off to basic training.
Okay.
So.
Well, why the triathlon? Why did you focus on that to help you get into shape? What made that special in terms of getting the results that you wanted to versus other methods of getting into shape that most people would do?
I was I swam competitively in high school, and I always rode my bike growing up. So.
Okay.
I had 2 of the 3 sports, and running's the last one that I hate, but you ask anyone, and running's always the worst one.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Why is that? Why do you think most people don't like running?
I think a lot of it is it's just hard to start out without getting injured.
Okay.
It's you always end up having a knee issue, or you get plantar fasciitis,
right.
And the next thing you know, your doctor's telling you,
stop running.
Yeah, well, you can't run for 4 to 6 weeks now.
Oh, great. What if a bear chases you? I mean, you got to run sometime. I mean,
yeah.
Wow. No, I could see that. I mean, when I played football back in high school, I hated running laps. I hated all of that stuff. And the pounding that I took on my knees, you're right. The knees are probably the worst part of the body that takes a lot of the pain of running. I mean, in terms of any other part of your body.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. The joy is that it's the most impact sport almost out of the 3 disciplines. So it's just having the knowledge to start out in a sensible way, so you don't have that injury and you don't lose that motivation to start running.
And we'll talk about that because, really any type of exercise that you do, there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And the right way is to do it safely and smartly so you don't hurt yourself and you can continue to do it. We'll talk about that more in detail in a few minutes. So you decided to focus more on the triathlon specific in terms of training because of your own experience.
Exactly.
Okay. How common is it that people want to actually get involved in triathlons?
It's actually a growing sport.
Really?
It's actually just last year it became a emerging sport for the NCAA, the girls side. They're doing some test runs with it. So this is the second year for that. And with it becoming an Olympic sport back in 2000, there's more and more exposure, and we're getting more and more top American triathletes in the pipeline now, winning at the international level. We actually had Gwen Jorgensen. She's American from Wisconsin, and she actually won the International Triathlon Union. She won the World Cup last year, and
Wow.
was the first American to do it. And going off the whole insanity thing, they started Gwensanity. And so it's just great to see that exposure, and you have 13 and 14-year-olds getting
Sure.
into the sport, just like cross country and just like track and that. So it's going to be really great come the 2020 Olympics and 2016 here as they're getting ready to go into the qualifying stages.
Wow, that's right. 2016, a year away, and this is the next set of Olympics coming up. Holy shnikes! I remember watching the triathlons growing up, watching the Wide World of Sports. Always used to cover it when they had it in Hawaii, right? I mean, now we don't have any triathlons here. Well, obviously, we don't have the body of water. I don't know if you want to consider Lake Mead a body of water to go do the swimming portion, but they don't have any here in Vegas, do they?
Oh, we actually for a couple of years we actually had the Ironman 70.3 World Championships in Vegas. They did it out in Lake Las Vegas for the swim, and went through Henderson, through the district area over by Green Valley. And
Okay.
that. So,
Okay.
And we still have an Ironman event. It's Ironman Silverman. That's in October of this year that they do out in Henderson area.
You're going to participate in that?
Unfortunately, I'm not participating. not there. I'm going to be in Palm Springs about a couple weeks later doing the 70.3.
Okay.
Little bit flatter course, a little easier to do.
No hills. Hate hills. Well, Vegas is flat, isn't it? I mean, come on.
Oh, coming out of Lake Mead into Henderson is not.
No, I know. Down, what is it, Lake Mead Drive or whatever it is? Yeah, that's up and down. You need a pulley cart for that one. So talk about how the sport here in Vegas is growing and the type of clients that you actually work with. I mean, what separates you and your training methodology for people to prepare for triathlons with you versus someone else who's training people?
I like making it fun, so of course we're focusing on swimming, biking, and running, but we'll also just for strength training and that and different stuff. We'll have a day where we'll go out to the park and we'll just run sprints, or we'll play dodgeball or something.
You lost me at sprints, but you got me back on dodgeball.
Yeah.
Sprints and fun, I'm not sure they're in the same sentence, but how far are the sprints? How many yards?
Oh, we do a few killers every now and then, back and forth.
You don't make them do burpees, do you?
I hate burpees, so.
Good, okay.
But burpees is one of those exercises that everyone loves to do, but you
don't want to do them?
No,
you don't. If you don't know what a burpee is, just look it up on Google. It's a 3-step exercise going up and down and stretching. I mean, it's nasty. I hated them in football. God, especially in the mud. I hated doing them in the mud. Anyway, so all right, so you tried to. Now your sessions are what, 1 hour long to train folks?
Yes, 1 hour long.
Okay, and you don't do it in the studio like you said. You go outside somewhere. You use Las Vegas as your training facility.
Yeah, I like getting outside, especially with Vegas having really only 2 months that are hot. We have to get out in the morning, but
right.
340 to 350 days of sun out here. There's no reason not to be out training outside, and it takes away that takes away a lot of the hesitation of going into the gym and having the meatheads look you over like, what are you doing here?
Exactly. We want to pump you up. So I got to imagine, your students like that better, which you just touched on, because it gives them a little different take on working out in their own comfortable environment with others like themselves.
Exactly. And the other great thing is I do all either one-on-one or semi-private, so it's never more than a group of 4.
Mm-hmm.
So that way it's the individual attention where I can still make those suggestions if they need to change something form or technique wise.
Right.
I'm able to give that attention.
Sure.
Versus other classes where there'll be 25 people to one instructor.
Right. So you've set it up so you can really devote that one-on-one attention no matter what.
Exactly.
Which I think is important, whether it's the beginner or the professional, to know that they have their support more than in a one-on-one scenario. I think it's a great way to set it up. So let's walk us through, before we go to our bottom of the hour break, walk us through what a typical session would be like. If I were to get out there with you, what would a session be like for a guy like me who's severely out of shape? Walk us through a session.
Well, first off, we would figure out what your goals are, and I work with
surviving the session would be my goal, Jeff.
Living through it. Yeah.
Living through it.
But the biggest thing is I program everything customized to everyone's ability level.
Okay.
So that's the great part is I have a lot of different tools and different exercises where we can tone it down to meet that ability and still push you enough that you're going to get something out of it.
Sure.
But I like using a lot of body weight stuff, a lot of the TRX suspension training.
Okay.
And that's just kind of, you throw it over a monkey bar or something, and you're able to do everything in the gym.
Okay.
With the straps. And, and then
so it's like tension exercise, resistance exercise.
Yeah, it's resistance and body weight. So using gravity, and that way we're not loading up any joints.
I didn't realize there'd be any benefit to my 339-pound frame to exercise with. Man, I'd be deadlifting myself. Man, that could be my own world record.
Gravity is not your friend.
No, that's why I like swimming. There's no gravity. Anyway, go ahead. So what would be next? So we would tailor a program.
Yes.
Okay. And then what?
And then I typically like meeting with most clients 2 to 3 times a week, just because if I'm only seeing you once a week, it's hard to get the results that a lot of them want.
And it's a better level of accountability too.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, we just kind of make it custom, and we make it so, like, if someone says, "Well, I don't want to do burpees," okay, well, we can start doing
something else.
Yeah, we can always make it to where I'm not sitting there with a drill sergeant hat and the whistle, like up, down, left.
You had to get home. You had to get home on your left. Oh God, I remember that from gym class. Jeez, my goodness, Mr. San Giovanni. Oh my God, how these names from elementary school come back to you? Anyway, you just hit a nerve. That's why when you said drill sergeant. All right, so you work the pattern. You work within the person's guidelines and their abilities, really.
Exactly.
Because you want them to come back a second time.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And a third and a fourth. All right, so that's cool. Here's what I'd like to do. We're going to stop right there. When we come back on the other side of the break, we're going to talk about how to effectively start your new program and be successful at it. That's important, I think. And we're going to learn more about the change of withholding in Jeff's life before we're done with him. Because I told him earlier today, you better have his significant other listening, because we're going to let it out, right?
Exactly.
That's if the world doesn't know yet. You're listening to Vegas Unwrapped. Mr. Bobcat, take us to break. This is a very slow entry. This is... Until you get into this song, you could pass out, for crying out loud. By the way, it was sort of ironic that DNR's commercial popped up in there, wasn't it, there, really? Mr. Jeff? You want to share the news now as long as the commercial played? Dave owes me one because it wasn't supposed to play, but it's ironic that it did.
There was some subliminal advertising there.
That's right. Jeff can give a testimonial for DNR House of Diamonds because he announced some big news today at our networking meeting that we network together at. You want to share with the world? Come on. We're only on the internet. I mean, Is there anybody there that doesn't know the news?
There's only 5,000 listeners, so...
No, everyone knows the news already.
Okay.
As of Tuesday this week, I am now engaged.
He's engaged! Yay! Another one bites the dust, and another one's coming. Anyway, no, congratulations, and we're happy for you. That's good stuff. just know that from this point forward, you will be running for the rest of your life on a whole nother level. Let me just tell you that. So, no, I'm only kidding. I'm married 26 years, and I'm still running. Anyway, how to effectively start a new fitness program. You're listening to Jeff Carstensen, multi-moving fitness owner, triathlon extraordinaire, trainer. However, he can also work. It doesn't have to be just for a triathlon. If you want to get into shape, feel better about yourself, Jeff can work with anybody on any level to help you feel better and accomplish what you want to with your health. So
there you go. We're in.
We're in.
Any
Absolutely.
level.
Any level. Is there anything less than a novice? What would be below a novice? Because it's beginner and then novice, right?
Tenderfoot.
Tenderfoot. What, are we back in the Boy Scouts?
You know what the bottom of the ranks is?
What's that?
Ricky Cash.
No! Oh, Cash, just remember who threw you under the bus on that one.
I got you back on that one, buddy.
Oh, my goodness gracious. It's fun, though. It's fun, though, to make fun of somebody who's 2,500 miles away.
Yeah.
All right, so we start this program, okay? But how do you effectively start a program so that somebody stays motivated, interested, and they want to keep going?
The best way to do it is using a goal that's realistic. So, of course, like we've been talking, you're not going to be doing the triathlon tomorrow.
Right.
But give me 4 to 6 months, I'll get you there.
Really? You think you could? Seriously, somebody like me? No, seriously. Somebody like me who used to play football but who's about 110 pounds overweight, you think in a time frame of 4 to 6 months, if I was religious 3 times a week to meet you, you'd actually get me ready for a triathlon?
Exactly, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm impressed by that. Seriously. I mean, to me, that seems like a very short window, relatively speaking, considering how out of shape I am.
Yeah.
That you can get someone to. Now, of course, there's nutrition involved, I would think, too. It's not just working out.
Yeah, they always say you can't out-train a poor diet, and that's exactly, or the other cliche is six-pack abs are made in the kitchen, but.
What about a keg? What do you do for a keg? Where does that one fall in?
How about a truckload?
That's right.
But yeah, with about 4 to 6 months
Wow.
from couch to being active again,
Wow.
it's just, and I mean, when we say triathlon, we're talking, there's a whole different level.
Right.
I mean, the typical sprint triathlon is about a 500-yard swim, about a 10 to 12 mile bike, and then a 3 mile to 4 mile run. So right around that 5K mark. So I mean, yeah, it's very doable. I've seen people start out that were the 100 pounds, and now they're down 150 somewhere. I know one person's lost 180 pounds since they started the sport.
Wow. And over what period of time?
Over about just a couple of years, actually.
Wow.
So
That's huge. John, did you have a question?
Yes. In your training sessions or when you're working with people, you not only work with them physically, but do you also help them with their diet or coaching them in what they should be eating, how they should be eating, or?
Yes and no. I mean, I'm nowhere near the dietitian or nutritionist on the level of knowledge there, but I have great partnerships with some. So of course, if there's something where I have to farm out and say, hey, you need to really see a dietitian or a nutritionist.
Right.
I've got great networks I can send those people to. So
Okay.
we definitely do work on that, especially doing an endurance event. You need to find out what you can use while you're on the bike and running so you have the energy to last throughout the day.
Cool.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I learned that lesson the hard way. When I started working out last year, my diet was not where it should be, and I was working out with a trainer once a week. After like 6 or 8 sessions, I told her I had to stop because I felt like I was wasting my time working out, and my nutrition plan was not in place. Not that it's in place now, but you're right. You can't, what did you say, out-train a bad diet?
Exactly.
I think that's a great statement. I mean, I think that's a great thing to think about. So what else goes into planning?
The biggest thing is it's always making it measurable. So just having the goals within the goals. Okay. So about every 4 weeks that I'm working with someone, we'll go into our test sessions, and that's just once we get the baseline, we'll go about every month, and you get an easy week that week because we do 3 weeks of build and 1 week of recovery in a typical month, and that's just so you're not totally being broke down week after week.
To find the difference in the workout, because to me, recovery would be sitting by the pool. So explain to me what you mean in terms of the type of workout differential.
I mean, it's definitely less hours in the week.
Okay.
And it's at a slower speed or slower tempo. So so it might just be more of a leisure ride where we're not going 15 to 60 miles per hour on the bike. We might be going 10 to 12. Just
Wait. Did you say 50 to 60 miles an hour on a bicycle?
15 to 16. There we go.
Okay.
Have the VA check your hearing next time you're there, too.
Yeah. Something wrong with my headphones here, man. Wow.
Some fresh Q-tips.
I was going to say, I want to see this guy ride a bike.
Now, I would also presume that getting started on a good program includes obviously working with the trainer, because the trainer knows how to do the exercises and will prevent many injuries. Is that a fair statement?
Oh, absolutely. That's the most the biggest thing in working with a trainer is we with all my certifications, there's always that essence of proper design and proper technique. I've actually studied, and I'm getting ready to go to another conference next month that is all just 3 days of pure technique study, the latest in exercise design to nutrition to the newest toys in the fitness industry that we all love using.
Okay. So obviously the more prepared and certified you are, the better off your client is.
Exactly,
Okay.
yes.
Before I forget, let's give some contact information, websites, phone numbers, emails, best ways that people have questions, or more importantly, if they want to get more information about signing up and working with you.
Okay, well, my website is MULTIMOVIN FITNES, so it's just moving without the G. It's MOVIN fitness.com, and we're on Facebook as well. Facebook is facebook.com/MultiMoving Fitness. You can call me at 702-625-2981, and
Very cool. And you want to give out any rates approximately, or does that vary based on program?
it varies based on program and based on kind of goals.
And it's a per hour cost or per month, or how does that work?
I do per month.
Okay.
I find it easier that way. You have that accountability because you can't.
You're
dodge
prepaying for that month.
Yeah, you can't dodge me once you pay for at the first.
No, but if they dodge you, that's extra exercise, isn't it? Right? I mean, they're moving. Good. So, any last closing comments that you want to share?
No, I mean, like I said, anyone can get into triathlon, and it's definitely a great sport to do. I've seen, like I said, as young as 6 years old, all the way up to 82 years old, I think is.
Whoa.
Let's hope for cash yet.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
After his knee surgeries, maybe, but that's great. Listen, I mean, I've heard you speak, obviously, over the months that we've known each other by going to one of our networking groups, BCN, and very impressed with the concept of focusing on triathlon, but I love the fact that you also make it clear that it's not just about training for triathlon, it's all about good health, good fitness. So no matter what level somebody's on, you want to be there to help them.
Exactly.
All right, give a phone number and your website again before we go.
702-625-2981 and MULTIMOVIN fitness.com.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the owner, Jeff Carstensen, here on Vegas Unwrapped. Jeff, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your wisdom and your thoughts. And we'll get you to YouTube. You'll be up on YouTube with us and our website and everything. And we're going to share the good news about Jeff and MULTIMOVIN Fitness.
And about getting engaged.
And about getting engaged, yes. And thank you for not challenging me, by the way, no matter what Holly said during the break. So, all right, you're listening to Vegas Unwrapped. When we come back, I think we got Doing It with Styles, right?
You got it, my friends. You're listening to Vegas Unwrapped. Aaron Phillips, Ricky Cash, yours truly, the Bobcat JPeg. And when we come back, it's time to Doing It with Styles, and we'll do it coming up right after this.
All right, welcome back. Vegas Unwrapped. I'll tell you what. You meet people in your life, and like I mentioned earlier, Jeff and I network together every Thursday morning with BCN. You meet good people, just genuine, real people. And Jeff is one of those guys.
Yeah, I can tell.
He's a good guy. He's good-hearted. He's got a good soul. And he went through some tragedy in his life. He had an accident and whatnot, which we really didn't get into because that wasn't the focus of his time here. But he's such a good, down-to-earth guy that he really cares about your health.
Yeah.
And you could see that when he talks about what he does and all the training and certifications that he's doing. All right, it is now time for
It's time for Doing It with Style. Sponsored in part by AA Casaro Plumbing and Construction.
And now out from behind the microphone, JPeg himself, Mr. John Styles, with Doing It with Style.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello, Dad.
I got to stop doing
Hope
that.
Marty Allen doesn't send us a bill every time we do that.
After running into him over at the Bagel Cafe,
Yes.
I can't stop doing that now.
Hope
so.
he doesn't send us a bill for every time we do
Good
that.
evening, Mr. Phillips, and how are you?
Good, Mr. JPeg.
And Mr. Bobcat, how are
Yes,
you
sir.
doing this
Good
evening?
evening to him. Just hanging in there, my friends.
Okay, well, as you stated earlier,
Yes.
we attended the Senior Spotlight Spectacular last weekend.
Did we? Indeed we did.
And
did we did.
a lot of great people there, great booths, great goings on. And out of that came this week's Doing It with Styles Award. And as you mentioned, we ran into some young ladies with a group called Pinups for Patriots of Nevada.
Of Nevada.
Right, because they are nationwide, but this is the Nevada chapter. And basically, they are a bunch of ladies who dress up as pinups in the 50s, and not necessarily bathing suits, but they've got the 50s hairstyles and the dresses, and really nice.
I just changed the cover photo on our Vegas
great.
Unwrapped page.
Great.
So they can get a sense of what you're talking about.
Right, and so they're really trying to. They do fundraisers and charitable events for veterans, and trying to promote patriotism as it was back in the 50s. And I think as she said, Dabney said, trying to change the attitude that patriotism is not a dirty word anymore.
Right.
So anyway, this week's Doing It with Styles Award is going to the Pinups for Patriots of Nevada. And I think we're going to be having them on the show.
Yeah,
before too long.
I have Dabney's contact information, and hopefully in the coming weeks we'll have them on the show to talk about the organization.
Did you talk to him about the pancake breakfast?
No, I did not. I did.
Okay.
I didn't think it was my place to invite them, so hopefully Belinda got over there and talked to them.
Oh, okay, great.
So,
yeah, I think it's a perfect
Absolutely.
perfect place for them.
Well, the guys dressed in the World War II uniforms
Right,
were the
right,
same
the
guys.
doughboys.
They were the same. We met them at the last breakfast.
Oh, okay.
And we did interviews with them and whatnot. So
Okay,
yeah, so
that was
were
pretty
there.
cool.
Thank you for listening to Doing It with Style. Sponsored in part by AA Casaro Plumbing and Construction, and heard exclusively on Vegas Unwrapped.
Hey, this is John JPeg Styles, and I just joined the Ricky Cash fan club. I am so excited. I am a diamond member, and I got all kinds of stuff coming in the mail. I can't wait. You should join too. Just go to VegasUnwrapped.net for more information.
It's in the mail with Stella stuff. Let's segue. Saturday, March 28th is the next pancake breakfast in support of Honor Flight Southern Nevada at the Red Rock Harley Davidson on South Rainbow and Sahara, 8 to 11 a.m. Only $5 for breakfast. If Brian is back behind the grill again, he makes pancakes about the size of tires.
Yes.
All proceeds go to Honor Flight because they have a flight scheduled for the beginning of April, I believe.
Right.
And if you're not familiar with this organization, they take World War II veterans who have never seen the war memorials in Washington, D.C., and they fly them all back with chaperones and everything, and there's about up to 50 that they take on the flights. And we've had the pleasure, you can go to youtube.com and check out some of the videos that we've done, youtube.com/Unwrapped2010, and you'll see some of the videos we did at the last breakfast. And to see the emotion in these veterans having gone back there and seeing this is just breathtaking.
It's really something.
The interesting thing will be when the last of the survivors of World War II is no longer with us, how Honor Flight shifts their focus to another set of veterans to do the same thing with. And, I was talking with Belinda about it. They're talking about perhaps the Korean War veterans or whatnot. So it should be interesting to see. But the World War II veterans, when you're sitting and chatting with these individuals who now are, 85-ish roughly, and their spouses, many of them who they met during wartime, it's quite the experience to be there. But come on out. Again, the 28th, Cash and I will be there. JPeg will be there filming our segments. And that's the 28th. That's a week from Saturday from 8 to 11 a.m., and it's only $5, a $5 donation. They sell hats and shirts and raffle tickets, and if you got an extra $15,000, go in and buy a motorcycle. I'm sure the folks at Harley-Davidson would be happy with that as well. So,
and if you can't stay, at least come by and make a donation.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And you can look them up online, honorflightsouthernnevada.org, I believe is their website, and I'm sure you can make contributions through the website as well. All right, are you ready with the sports update?
I can do whatever you'd like.
Why don't we close out hour number 1 with the sports update, and then we'll get ready for hour number 2. We're going to turn it over to Bobcat for the Vegas Unwrapped Sports Desk Update.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips. I appreciate it.
Considering all the basketball games, this could take 10 minutes.
I'm gonna run them down real quickly for you here. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Bobcat here from the Vegas Unwrapped Sports Desk. It's NCAA. It's March Madness. Okay, so let's get it kicked underway. Carolina winner over Harvard today, 67-65. Oh my goodness gracious! Cincinnati put one to Purdue, 66-65. Villanova winner today. Also, Ohio State shocked VCU 75-72. And you guys talked about this earlier. What about the big upset with Georgia State over Baylor 57-56? Butler, man, 58-48 up on Texas. Major league scores. These are all winners today, guys. Tampa Bay, Atlanta. The Mets were a winner. Colorado was a winner. Baltimore, Toronto, and St. Louis. NASCAR's on action. They're in Fontana Auto Club Speedway. That's a look at sports, and I'll try to keep you updated on more scores. This just coming across Wilford, 28. Arkansas, 27. Man, there's some shockers in the NCAA, Aaron Phillips.
Yeah, crazy brackets. If you had Iowa State, just trash your bracket now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is like Cash said earlier. This is what the tournament's all about. So, all right, why don't we head into our final break of the hour? We'll get ready for hour number 2. Celebrity birthdays, dates in history. All closes out with weird news at the end of the second hour, Mr. Bobcat.
You got it, my friends, and we are doing it. Yours truly, the Bobcat, Aaron Phillips. Ricky Cash is on a little R&R. JPeg's in the studio with us. It's a second hour time where we're all just going to get wild and crazy. Buckle those seatbelts. Pull them tight one more time. We're coming back. Hour number 2 is next.
All right. Hour number 2. You know what that means, guys, don't you?
Oh, God, help us.
Help us.
Down the tube.
Help me.
We are, well, actually, you know, we're going to start pretty normally.
Oh, good.
And Mr.
Good.
Cash, you can play along at home if you'd like. Today is March 19th. That only means, well, one thing. We want to wish you a happy birthday from all of us here at Vegas Unwrapped Internet Radio. And you are celebrating a birthday with these people! All right, tonight we have JPeg going up against Bobcat. Mr. JPeg is going to try to hold down. Well, you can't do any worse or better than Cash.
I won one last week. Didn't I get one right?
Yes,
I got one right last week.
You did. So
today's what? How many months? I finally got one right?
Finally got one. Celebrity birthdays, March 19th. Here we go. This one you may have a little trouble with, but if you're a wrestling fan, you will know that AJ Lee is turning how old today? She's a wrestler. She's married to CM Punk, originally from West New York, New Jersey. How old is AJ Lee?
29.
29.
She's 31 today.
28 today. You guys are off to a flying start. Actor Bruce Willis is turning how old today?
Oh, 67.
67.
68.
68. You want to take a shot? 60 would be the correct answer. You guys are just racking them up around here. Baseball player, pitcher for the Dodgers, Clayton Kershaw is turning how old?
He's 26.
26.
32.
32. 27 would be the correct answer. You guys are just smoking it today, I'll tell you that much right now. Football player EJ, just smoking it, all right.
Before we came in the studio.
Football player EJ Manuel Jr., who was the former Buffalo Bills quarterback the last season, is turning how old today?
31.
31.
29.
29. 25 would be the correct answer. I'm going to go backwards on this one. Tell me what year, because this person's not alive anymore, Cowboy Wyatt Earp, when did he die?
Ooh! Wait a second.
Wait. 1956.
Ricky Cash should know this one.
Last Thursday would be his answer to that
It was
question.
either 52 or 56.
Okay.
He was 53.
Cash probably knows the answer to this, and he's yelling at his computer right now.
Yeah.
No, actually, he died in 1929, so I just thought I would share that with you.
All right.
Mary Shear, she's a TV
one of those
actress.
guys died in 1956.
Yeah, well, somebody did.
One of those cowboy guys.
Mary Shear, she's a TV actress and comedian. Do you want to know what she played in?
That would be a nice little hint, sir.
All right, let me click on her picture here. She was best known as an original Mad TV cast member. She also played Freddie's mother in the series iCarly. which is a Nickelodeon show. So, and she was also apparently a voice in the Penguins of Madagascar.
I'll say she's 41.
41.
44.
44. 52 would be the correct answer. We have a wild crowd today, folks.
Yeah, man.
How about...
It's tougher than it looks, Ricky.
Absolutely it is. Let me see. Let me bring this guy up here. If we can figure out... No, okay, I don't want to do that one. Because I don't even recognize that guy's name. So let's go on to the next. See, my regular site has not been updated in like forever. So I have to go to my backup site. Football coach Andy Reid, coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, formerly the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles.
66.
66.
67.
67. 57 would be the correct answer. That's right. You're a lot closer. You're in the zip code at least. Movie actress Ursula Andress is turning how old?
Oh, man. Okay.
Good.
Wait. Yep.
Do you know who she is?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
James Bond, 73.
73.
77.
77.
Sunset Strip.
79, however, would be the correct answer. My goodness gracious. Former running back of the Giants and the Colts, Ahmad Bradshaw is turning how old?
50? I don't know.
61.
He's still playing with the Colts.
Oh.
29.
Oh.
What year did Moms Mabley die? You know who Moms Mabley is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. She's not alive, so I can't ask her how old she'd be. So I would ask her, what year did she pass?
1956.
19.
Somebody died in that year. I swear
Somebody
to God,
did.
I know that.
At least one person did.
We're all going to die if we keep
That's right. This show's going to die if we keep doing this. She passed in 1975, if anybody cares.
Oh, I she was great.
Here we
I loved
go.
her.
How about TV actress Renee Taylor? And you're going to say, who's Renee Taylor?
Who is Renee Taylor?
She played Fran Drescher's mother on the TV show The Nanny.
67.
67.
I say she's 71.
71. 82 would be the correct answer. If we were giving points for closeness, Holly would be kicking your guys' ass right now. I just thought I'd share that with you fellas. All right, my computer has frozen, so hang on a second.
Oh, thank God.
No, here we go. I got you back here. Boy, the list today really is not very good of people that are relatively known. How about...
Well, how about some people nobody knows?
A bunch of no-namers. Soup cans.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, soup cans.
Yes. How old is the Campbell soup can?
That's right, exactly.
Are you listening, Michael?
Explorer David Livingstone was born in 1813. What year did he die?
Year Cash was born.
That would be 1811, based on the picture we took at Cashman last year.
I'm sorry.
1944.
I'm sorry, Ricky.
You know he's taking notes, and he's going to get you next week when he comes back in, right?
That's all right.
Jeez Louise, we're killing him. 1873 for those who are keeping score. And I don't think I'm going to do any more because there's nobody else on here that I recognize. Nobody scored a point, so we're keeping the cash tradition alive.
Yeah, that's just my man. I never score.
No. So once again, if you're celebrating a birthday today, March 19th, happy birthday from all of us at Vegas Unwrapped Internet Radio. All right. You want to do some dates in history? Just because Cash isn't here, we'll throw some dates out there.
Can he call in? Can you call Ricky? Can you call it?
He's probably asleep.
If you have the right answer, Ricky, call
in. He's probably
702-483-4444.
Wait a second. And are you kidding me? It's like 11:30 in Caroline. He's in bed, man.
Actually, wait a minute. I just saw.
No.
Wait, he's online?
He figured out to turn his computer on today?
He posted on my page 6 minutes ago.
Okay.
You're a dead man next week. I just thought I'd tell you that. Not to me, to you.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Marmalade dead, Niedermeyer dead, Bobcat dead. D-E-D, dead. So he is listening.
Good.
I love social media, don't you?
Oh, my goodness gracious. You can't hide it all.
Yeah.
All right. What year did French explorer René Robert Cavelier, the first European to navigate the length of the Mississippi River, was murdered by mutineers in present-day Texas? What year did that happen? Now, I know Cash should know this because he'd have been there covering it for us.
1877.
1877.
I haven't the faintest idea.
All right, you're not even within the same zip code, by the way. 1867 would be the correct answer. Just thought I'd share that with you. How about I just give the years with the news? Would that work better?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, let's do that.
That way we're not so embarrassed here. Making fools out of them.
In 1863, the Confederate cruiser Georgiana, on its maiden voyage, was scuttled off Charleston, South Carolina, to prevent it from falling into Union hands. I didn't know they did that with ships.
Okay.
Which union?
The iron workers. I'm going to throw this one back around. What year did Congress approve daylight savings time?
1949?
Earlier.
35.
1918 would be the correct answer. In 1920,
They weren't any smarter back then.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't. The next one is good for it. 1920, the Senate rejected for a second time the Treaty of Versailles by a vote of 49 in favor, 35 against, falling short of the two-thirds majority needed for approval. There you go. What year? This is a Vegas-specific one. This is actually a Nevada-specific one. What year did Nevada Governor Fred B. Bolzar sign a measure legalizing casino gambling? Come on. This is a Vegas. This is a Nevada Unwrapped nugget.
1911.
1921.
1931, however, would be the correct answer. You guys were close.
Same
Let's see.
century anyway.
Yes, exactly. What year did Buckingham Palace announce the separation of Princess Margaret and her husband, the Earl of Snowdon, after 16 years of marriage? What year?
This is where
61.
Isn't this riveting radio right now?
61.
Holly?
1961.
1961, no, 1976.
Okay.
All right, here's one.
Wait. Wasn't he the Earl of Snowdon? Wasn't he a
Isn't he in
photographer?
Russia right now?
No. But wasn't he a famous photographer?
It doesn't say.
Okay.
It just says after 16 years of marriage, they split. But wasn't Snowden in Russia for NSA stuff? Is that the same Snowden?
That was his grandson.
I see. We're gonna do this one backwards. In what year did TV evangelist Jim Baker resign as chairman of the PTL ministry organization amid a sex and money scandal involving Jessica Hahn, his former church secretary?
1984.
Okay. Cash is yelling at his computer right now because I know he would know this one.
1982.
You want to take a guess? 87. Right. 1987. You guys were all in range there. Let's see.
The first time I saw Tammy Faye on television.
Oh, my God.
I was flipping through the channels just to see what was on, and I saw this woman there crying. I thought it was a Saturday Night Live skit.
That's where Mimi from the old Drew Carey show got her inspiration for the makeup.
I know.
Jeez. Last but not least.
Sorry, God.
What year did President George W. Bush ordered the start of the war against Iraq, but because of the difference in time zones, it was actually March 20th in Iraq when it started? What year?
2002.
3.
2003 is the correct answer. I knew the military man would know that one. That's right. All right. Hooah! Actress Glenn Close is turning how old today?
Ooh, who cares?
See, I'm throwing a curveball on you.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter?
Okay.
She's
67.
69.
You want to go in between?
68.
68.
68 would be the correct
68.
answer. Yeah, 68 would be the correct answer. You guys are all over that one. Let's see if there's another one here I could pull out real quickly. Let's see. Nah, I don't like that one. All right. That does it for this version of Dates in History.
Hey.
Mercifully, that is done.
There we go again. No winners.
No wieners. Oh, well. All right. You're listening to Vegas Unwrapped. Phillips and No Cash. Bobcat behind the board. JPeg out in front today filling in for Mr. Cash doing his thing. Wait a minute. I got another. We should play like the teletype. I got another social media breaking post here from Mr. Cash. Oh, he's posting years. He's posting answers. You should have told me you were posting answers on your Facebook page. I could have referred to it. Oh my God!
Was any of them right?
Wait.
That doesn't count, man. He's there at the computer. He's pulling up all the answers.
He's not. He put yesterday as one of the answers to one of the questions. And he's on Facebook. He could have told me he's doing that, and I could have looked for his answers. Oh, what a huckleberry.
Oh, well.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, wait a minute. He did it again. He's posting to my timeline. Let's see what else he's got going on here. It would just be easier if you instant message. He's still posting years. Still posting yours. We're done. Well, I know there's a 7-second delay, but we're done. We're going to commercial break now.
Wait, is
Stop
that
posting.
a picture of him giving you the finger?
Yeah, exactly. That's when we were doing that car race. Oh, my God, my back still hurts. All right, Vegas Unwrapped. We'll be back with more stupid stuff right after this. All right, welcome back to Vegas Unwrapped. We are now all testosterone. Holly had to take off. We thank her for stopping in and hanging out with us. You'll probably be hearing more from her in the coming weeks, hosting a show once we get moving forward. All right,
I think she'll do real well.
I think she'll do fine. Yeah. She just needed to get back into the environment of a studio because she does have. Sure
didn't take her long, huh?
No, it didn't. No, it did not. All right, Mr. Cash loves lists. So I found a couple of lists that I want to go over with y'all.
Lists.
Wasn't there a governor list here in Nevada?
Yes, there was.
Right? But it's not that kind of list. I was inspired by Jeff.
Is it a Listerine?
Listerine, that's right. I was inspired by Jeff, and I found a list, 7 best superfoods for rapid weight loss.
Oh, wow.
All right? So, ladies and
Is
gentlemen.
it things that make you throw up?
No. No.
I've heard that's good for rapid weight loss.
Yes, that's too rapid. Number 1, grapefruit.
Oh, see, now that sucks because I can't eat grapefruit.
Why not?
Because it one of the medications that I take.
Oh, reacts with that. There are a lot of medications that react with grapefruit for some reason.
And not oranges or any other citrus, just grapefruits.
Eating half a grapefruit before a meal can enhance your body's fat-burning performance. A study published in the journal Metabolism found that this warm-up tactic can help whittle your middle by up to an inch in just 6 weeks.
Wow.
The scientists attribute the powerful effects to the grapefruit's fat-zapping phytochemicals. Whew. The fruit can interact negatively with certain medications, so as long as you get the green light from your doc, plan to have half a grapefruit before your morning meal and add a few segments to your starter salads to reap the benefits. So,
and that's too bad because I love Squirt.
Excuse me?
Squirt has grapefruit in it.
Okay, I'm glad I asked.
It does. It does. I had to stop drinking Squirt, and I love the soda, Squirt. It's got grapefruit in it, and I had to stop drinking it.
All right, if you say so.
Rat bastards.
Usually I have to pay money.
Wait. Was that a cashism?
Wait, we had a cashism we had a cashism on Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh, yes, we had a good one. Yes.
After we do this, we got to go back to it.
Okay.
All right. Here's item number 2. Pistachios.
Oh, no, I love pistachios. I eat the hell out of them.
I just bought a bag today, by the way.
Yeah, like for $80.
I'm telling you, 12-ounce bag for $7.99 on sale, no less.
Okay, well, if you go to Costco or Sam's Club, you can get a 3-pound bag for $19.95.
That's not bad.
So it's $20, you know. Still, that
UCLA Center for Human Nutrition researchers divided study participants into 2 groups, each of which were fed a nearly identical low-cal diet for 12 weeks. The only difference between the groups was that they were given to eat as a snack for the afternoon, so they were different afternoon snacks. One group ate 220 calories of pretzels, while the other group munched on 240 calories worth of pistachios. Just 4 weeks into the study, the pistachio group had reduced their BMI by a point, while the pretzel-eating group stayed the same, and the cholesterol and triglyceride levels showed improvements as well. What do you think about that?
On the pistachio?
On the pistachios.
Wow.
Well, on the pretzels, it didn't change.
Yeah.
Number 3, or 5 if we're going from 7 to 1, avocado oil. What if we told you that you could make 20% of your belly disappear this year? Penn State University, my alma mater, compared those who consumed avocado oil with those who consumed a flax safflower oil blend. Those on the avocado oil diet, just 3 tablespoons daily did the trick, lost nearly 2% of their belly fat in just 1 month.
Wow.
For more ways to... Okay, that's another site. Number 4.
So what if you eat pistachios soaked in avocado oil?
Well, then you would totally disappear.
Or you could make guacamole with...
Yes, you become your own dip.
Yep.
Number 4. Did you... Oh, my God, he's asking me. He's on now he is instant messaging me, and he's asking me a question having nothing to do with the show. By the way, Mr. Cash, yes, I did see
We're on the air.
Yeah, I know. Mr. Cash, I did see your video, by the way. Legumes, commonly known as like the beans and stuff.
Yeah.
It's time to focus on your lentil health. In one 4-week Spanish study, researchers found that eating a calorie-restricted diet that includes 4 weekly servings of legumes aids weight loss more effectively than an equivalent diet that doesn't include beans. Those who consumed the legume-rich diet also saw improvements in their bad LDL cholesterol levels and systolic blood pressure. To reap the benefits at home, work lentils, chickpeas, peas, and beans into your diet throughout the week.
Cool.
Yeah. Come on. Oh, I see what you did. Come on, where are you? 5, 4, read more. I got to
go to the next one. Yeah.
I'm trying. Number 3, vitamin D fortified yogurt. Now, I like frozen yogurt. I don't know if it's the same thing, but how would you like to take all the great weight loss results you've just read about and double them? That's what happens when you supplement your diet with a combination of vitamin D and calcium, according to a nutritional journal study. Just 4 weeks into a 12-week experiment, subjects who had taken these two nutrients found an abundance in some yogurts lost 2 times more fat than the other group.
Wow.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
So what is that? Vitamin D and what else?
Vitamin D yogurt. Yogurt that's fortified with vitamin D.
Okay.
Number 2, green tea. A lot of people drink green tea.
Yeah, I know.
I thought it was a very calming tea. I thought it was like one of these like mood stabilizer things.
Mellow.
But I don't think there's any squirt in there, so I don't think there's anything to worry about. If you're not drinking green tea with your workouts, you might be wasting your time at the barre class. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that after just 2 weeks, exercisers who sipped 4 to 5 cups of green tea each day and logged 25 minutes at the gym lost more belly fat than their non-tea drinking counterparts. What makes the drink so powerful? Well, it contains catechins, C-A-T-E-C-H-I-N-S, an antioxidant that hinders the storage of belly fat and aids rapid weight loss. The number 1 zero belly superfood. You want to take a guess as to what it might be? Seriously. What the number 1 superfood belly fat weight loss is?
Watermelon.
Not a bad guess. A lot of water, though. The sugar, there's a lot of sugar in there, too.
Yeah.
You ready?
Okay.
Almonds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So if you ate pistachios and almonds.
Oh, you'd be done in an hour.
Yeah.
Think of each almond as a natural
You'd be on the toilet for an hour.
Yeah. Well, it does give you fiber.
Yeah, it does.
A study of overweight and obese adults found that combined with a calorie-restricted diet,
Of
course, consuming a little more than a quarter cup of the nuts can decrease weight more effectively than a snack comprised of complex carbohydrates and safflower oil after just 2 weeks. And after 24 weeks, those who ate the nuts experienced a 62% greater reduction in weight and BMI.
Wow.
For optimal results, eat your daily serving before you hit the gym. And that
so you got to work out.
You got to work out too. Yeah.
Well, hell.
You can't just sit there and eat almonds.
I was just going to say, man, I'm going to buy some almonds on the way home and just.
Gracious. Oh my goodness! So that does it for that. I thought that was a neat little list to kind of go over. I have one
and very educational too.
Very educational. We learned to edumacate
and timely.
Right? Yes, and that's because I was inspired by Jeff. That's
yeah.
All right. Did you know that sitting with your legs crossed is also detrimental to your health? Did you know that?
Yes.
Let's see if I thought, and what does it do? There are some side effects. You ready for this one? Number 1, can cause back and neck pain. Okay. It can possibly link to spider veins. Elevate your blood pressure. I didn't know that. Although I will say this, when you're in the hospital, the last thing they want you to do is to cross your legs.
Right.
I remember when I was in the hospital, I can't lay with my legs uncrossed. And they kept coming in yelling at me, uncross your legs. So it now makes sense. So crossing your legs can be very detrimental. It messes with your nerves in your feet.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
I guess if you're diabetic, that's something else you got to think about.
And if you're crossing your legs, I mean, you're cutting off the circulation. So.
Right. Yeah. So those are just a couple of things. So the next time you sit crossing your legs, just think twice. So
I'm going to start telling every woman I know that.
Stop crossing their legs.
That's right.
But you see, when a woman crosses their legs, it could be sexy. And I don't know if we want to stop that.
Depends on what she's wearing.
Well, yeah. You're talking about on her feet, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Mr. Bobcat, you look like you've got something stored there to say.
No, I'm just keeping it on tap. More big-time upsets are coming around, man.
More?
Yes.
What you got?
Arkansas right now is down to Wolford, number 12 seed against number 5.
Oh, no.
LSU is up on top of North Carolina State. We're in the second half of that, 65-64. Georgetown is number 4 is letting it slide away, and it doesn't seem like anybody's going to top Kentucky. Man, 20 points up on Hampton right now in the half. So
I heard coming into the show tonight that Kentucky, I think, was favored by like 34.
Yeah.
For that. Is it? You said it's in the second half?
Second half, and they're up by 21.
Wow.
Yeah, they're smoking.
They need 4 more wins and they go undefeated. They'd go 40-0, and that's crazy.
Last time it was done was Indiana, I believe. Bobby Knight and his Hoosiers were the last time. Almost 29 years ago since a college team has went perfect season, I believe is what it was.
It's been a while. It'll be quite an accomplishment, and then most of those freshmen will end up in the NBA next year probably.
Yeah.
So that's all the Calipari does, and I guess when you know that you're going to get players that are only good for 1 year, you just kind of go with what you got.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, all right. What else I got? You know what? Let's go to break. And take us to break, would you please? Because I'm trying to figure out what to do next.
We can do that, man. We got about 30 minutes left. You know what that means? We're on the downside. Yeah, we're on the downside. Oh, my goodness gracious. You got Vegas Unwrapped with Vegas All Net Radio, part of the Lotus Broadcasting family. Yours truly, Aaron Phillips there on the head time. Ricky Cash, he's on vacation down in North Kakalaki. JPeg on the videos. Yours truly, the Bobcat on the board. We come back. We're going to let it unwind. Pull the belts tight. Here we go.
All right, welcome back. It's bottom of the hour, 30 minutes to go here on Vegas Unwrapped. Next week, Mr. Cash will be back in studio, and guests next week are going to include Distinguished Publishing, which is the publishing company behind the book Distinguished Men and Women of Nevada, the award that I received.
Oh, cool, yeah.
So,
have you got your copy yet? Or?
Not yet.
No?
I haven't paid for it yet either.
Oh, well.
Funds are a little tight right now, so I may have to work a payment plan with him if he'll accept it. But, so we'll have...
I know, $7 is a lot of money.
It is. Listen, it's $1 a day, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, hey, by the way, before we get into lists of pet peeves like you were mentioning, I just saw this here on Facebook. The house, for those of you who used to watch Magnum P.I. with Tom Selleck.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the house that he borrowed from his friend Robin and whatnot. The house is up for sale. Oh, it's not. I'm sorry. It's not up for sale, but it was actually linked to President Obama.
Really?
He may be tied somehow to that house. I have to read the story a little bit better, but it looks
Isn't
like...
that against the law, tying up the president?
I guess. I mean, I guess it looks like Obama may have been the one to actually buy that old house that was in the TV show.
Wow, cool.
Could you imagine
Are you
that?
talking about the big estate, or are you talking about the little house the guest house?
No, the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, the whole property.
Wow.
Yeah, you see what else that hit the market up in Staten Island? The house that The Godfather was filmed at is on the market.
Oh, cool. That estate?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
up on. It's up on Toad. Well, you're all from the east, Toad Hill in Staten Island, which are a lot of celebrities and things there. But the house is up on the market. I think it was the price was $1.9 million.
Wow,
is what they wanted for, and it's not that big. And it's not that big of a house, really.
No, but I'm surprised it's not going for more.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I thought the price was maybe it's 2.9. But yeah, the house that the Godfather.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, you had an idea during the break.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about pet peeves.
Pet peeves. Wait a minute. Let me play my sound effect for pet peeves if I can find it real quickly here. Got that. And where are you? I'm on the page. Here it is. Come on. Come on.
As we wait for the sound effect to come, don't forget to join Vegas Up.
It's our red alert.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing.
Computer.
Yeah, that's right. Pet peeves.
Pet peeves. Okay, so I have a pet peeve that is been with me for a long, long time. However, I understand the motivation behind it a little bit. So my pet peeve is people who don't use their turn signal.
Oh.
It just irritates the hell out of me. I mean, how lazy do you have to be not to push down that little lever or up? I mean, that's the ultimate insult as far as I'm concerned. However, part of the reason that I think that happens is because if you do use your turn signal,
nobody will let you in. They want to get in front of you.
You know,
So it's twofold.
I think there's a lot of pet peeves around driving. One that I have, back east, the left lane was always the passing lane.
Yes.
It was always the fast lane.
It's travel lane.
It's your travel lane.
Yeah.
Get by everybody. Just
Yep.
I hate when the slow pokes move over into that left lane. And back east, we used to flash our high beams and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Out here, it's ignored.
Yeah.
They don't give a rat's patoot. And it's just like I just want to push them over.
Yeah.
You know, just get out of the left lane. Just get out of the. If you're just cruising, minding your own business, get in the right hand lane or the center lane. Leave the left lane open, please. Bobcat.
Yeah. Well, okay. You want one?
Yeah.
I like these people that really want to challenge our RTC buses here in town. Okay. You got people out there in cars, you know, whether it's a Ford or a Chevrolet, and we've got big buses. The buses are going fast. They weigh a lot. They will crush a car. Do not pull out in front of a bus. Thank you. It makes me, I was on one the other day ago, and I mean, this guy, kudos to the driver. I wish I would have stopped and got his name. This guy was on the ball because air brakes and all, I mean, he brought this bus to a screeching halt, and if he would have, there'd have been some messed up people.
Yeah.
Really, seriously. So people here in Las Vegas or around the world, if you have transit buses, do not pull out in front of the bus. Don't. Please. Okay.
I got another one.
Okay.
When you're crossing the street, even though you have the right to cross because the red hand or the white hand, whatever, don't walk like you're strolling through Central Park.
Yeah.
Move your ass!
Especially when there's 11 cars behind you wanting to turn right.
You know, and you're trying to be nice.
I can't run this guy over.
No, you know, I mean, it's nice you want to stroll and take a nice walk, not in the middle of traffic, please. Just do your best. See, I tend to jog. I tend to hustle across.
Yeah.
You know, if there's no
It's
car
just
turning,
common courtesy.
common courtesy.
And
but
there's none of that left.
that's the point right
That's
there.
right.
That's the
Nobody
point
gives
right
a
there.
damn about anybody else.
Just get across. I mean, you're in the middle of a 6-lane highway. Just get the hell across the street.
Yeah.
And move. That's all. Just move.
See, now that pissed me off so bad I forgot about my other pet peeve that I was gonna say next. So take it, Bobcat.
Let's see. Another pet peeve. For those of you that go into the restaurants, to the fast foods, and you stand there for 20 minutes deciding, do you want the double or the triple burger? Make up your mind! When you go in there, you know you want the single all the way and fries extra crispy. Tell them to do it then!
Well, you know those people have been smoking, so
Well, listen.
they can't make a decision.
It's
I
funny.
used to have that problem in Baskin Robbins 31 flavors. So
It's comedian John Panette, may he rest in peace, did a whole routine about that. You know, you're standing in McDonald's,
Yeah.
and 10 minutes, people are looking up at the menu. It's serving hamburgers! You know,
Like, my
what are you
God.
taking so long for? It's true. That's
I
a
mean,
good
it
one.
just, you get there, man, and it's fast food, and I get it, and I know the food quality isn't the best, but we're trying to hurry. Come on. It's easy. It's a number 1, 2, 3, or 4.
I just saw that reminds me. I saw on the intranet, of course, was a picture, and they had like fast food tray with like fast foods from Wendy's and from McDonald's and hamburger and fries
Right.
sitting there on a tray, and there was like 5 or 6 different ones, and the caption was, "Okay, it's been 1 year and 9 days, and none of this food has gotten moldy or rotted. the insects won't touch it."
Wow, man.
None of the bugs have come out to eat it.
Not even a
So-
cockroach?
Yeah,
Man,
and it
that's
said,
bad.
"Please don't feed this stuff to your kids."
Good
Wow.
God. I was trying to think of something else
yeah,
here.
crazy stuff. Crazy. You know what? The Albertsons I shop at, which is the one on
Over there.
Cheyenne and Durango area.
Yeah.
There's 2 stop signs by each entrance. You know, just like at now most supermarkets, they have the stop signs by the entrances.
Right.
People coming in and out. Why is it that people feel that they absolutely have to run the stop signs, and B, drive 50 miles an hour in a parking lot?
Yeah.
Why?
No brains. No.
Yeah, there's a lot of that
No
going around,
brains,
you know?
man.
That's another pet peeve. People with no brains. I mean, how the hell are the zombies going to survive? with the state that our civilization is in, they're going to starve to death, man.
Yeah, the zombie resurrection ain't gonna resurrect too long.
Well, can a zombie die of starvation?
I don't. Do they know that they're dying of starvation?
I don't know.
Jeez,
Do they know they're hungry?
that's a good question too. I don't know. What other pet peeves we have? You know what? Here's another pet peeve. During
Too many
election,
to mention.
during election time, all those damn election signs on the side of the road.
Oh yeah.
Hate them. And then they take forever to disappear. They go up quickly, but they take forever to disappear after the elections.
Yeah.
And you know that most of the time that the city has to send whatever whoever's running for the
Code
office.
enforcement.
Yeah, they've got to send them because there's a certain time. I think like 72 hours
They got
past the
72
election
hours to get them
to get
down.
out.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So half the people that are running don't even do the stuff legally, and they get fined for that
Yes.
too.
You know what another pet peeve of mine is?
What's that, JPeg?
Elected officials who say they're going to come on our show and don't.
Well, be careful. We have one that we know that did that to us.
I know. I understand. But there have been so many others.
Yes. The
Maybe because they've listened to the show.
that could be. That could be. We are diligently working on having Mayor Goodman hopefully come on the show. We can't.
She
get
was
her-
very gracious.
Yes, she
very,
was.
very gracious.
But unfortunately, she's busy every Thursday night up until this April 7th election, whatever
Right.
they have going on. If she wins, whatever that election is, that's not
yeah,
a
then she'll
primary,
be
is
too
it?
busy to come and see us.
Is that
she's
that's not
running
a
the city.
primary? Is
No,
it?
this is for the ball of wax, for the whole rigmarole.
Oh, really? It's a regular election for the office?
This is. She's up. Yeah, I know this is because
okay.
when we talked to her about having her on pit road racing, Miss Robin came over and she thought about it, and she's in an election year.
Okay.
Which if she goes over to those two, she's got to pay. But for here, she can do what she.
I don't know
wants.
why I thought those elections were also held in November for local offices as well.
I thought it was June.
But anyway, so
I thought there was a primary, and never mind.
But anyway, if she gets 51% of whatever the voting that's going to take place, and she's in,
Right.
And
but if she doesn't, that's what it is. It is a primary.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. Anyway, we'll hopefully have her on if she wins after that with the contact that you had given me. So we are working on that.
No,
to have
and
happen,
like I
so.
say, we weren't picking on her. She was very
No.
gracious.
There's another.
It was the other ones, and you know who you are.
There was a senator. Is she in the Senate?
No.
She's in the House?
Yes.
Rhymes with Tina.
Turner?
I know where you're going with this one. I'll leave it alone.
Yes.
I sort of think it's going to be very interesting for Mayor Goodman now because who is it? Stavros Anthony, the under mayor.
Yeah.
His whole thing with that was he was running against her because of the soccer stadium. Well, there's not going to be no soccer stadium, so.
Right. So now what's it going to run on?
Now what are you going to run on?
And I'll tell you what, I saw in the paper today that the city has lost $3.1 million in that whole venture regarding the soccer stadium.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's a lot of money to just throw away for nothing.
Well, they didn't listen.
Wait.
They
It was a
did-
gamble.
Well,
This is Las Vegas.
but they didn't have the three elements put together that the MLS required. Well, I shouldn't say that they had two. Really,
had two of the
they had
three.
one. Actually, they had one of
Right.
the three. They could have played in Sam Boyd. They could have played over there until they got the new facility.
Right.
They didn't have the team together, and they did not have a developmental league put together, and those are the three requirements. So MLS has said goodbye, Las Vegas, until 2019.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And I think we're at about, as far as hockey's concerned here, last I heard a commercial earlier today was there's about 9,000 season tickets
They only needed 10,
pre-sold.
right?
So
Yeah.
they're getting
About
there.
90% there.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that may be
They
happening.
may pull it off.
I am not in the financial status to afford season tickets, but then you had categories that you could go down that they would allow you to choose from, and Ms. Bobcat and I chose 2 to 12 games.
There you
that
go.
we'd be interested
Like a
in.
mini package.
Right, and that's and we actually had somebody call back, and actually the guy's coming here to meet with us at the station next week.
Oh,
so,
cool.
So he
So
said,
you
"I'll
have him
try-
on the air? Can I have him on
I'm
your
gonna I would love to have him on the show and
Yeah.
to talk about it. But yeah, it looks like hockey's going to go. And also, this just came through. If you're in the NCAA basketball tournament and had brackets, Less than 1,000 brackets are remaining on a perfect schedule.
Whoa.
Less
Jeez.
than 1,000 just came across on the wire system right here.
I just received a message from Mr. Cash. He wanted to remind us to get back to the Cashism with which we referred.
I shall allow you to do that.
And we'll do
sir.
that before we go to break here. Actually, Mr. Cash was in attendance for this Cashism.
Yes.
And so, Mr. Bobcat, I'm going to have this conversation with you in order to point out the Cashism.
Okay.
Okay? Tuesday afternoons from 3 to 4 p.m., what am I doing?
You are here co-hosting with Mr. Tony Martini on his 50-year journey of music and life
All right. A special guest, Carolyn Milne.
from Australia.
Right? And everybody within the Vegas and Rap Productions team generally knows that.
That is correct.
Okay. So at approximately 3:40-ish, my cell phone goes off. And I'm thinking, all right, I get phone calls, and usually I just let them go. And I looked down, and I saw a very familiar name,
Yes.
okay, which surprised me because this individual, not that, what I do is his priority because he's got a regular life and work and whatnot, and
Right.
he's not in studio with us. We have G Cubed in with us.
Yep.
I look down, and I see John Styles calling me on my phone in the middle of a show.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, I know he's working and he's got other things on his mind and worrying about where I am. It's the least of his concerns.
Well, that should tell you that I never really know what day it is. Anyway,
So we coined that a Cashism
Yep.
because one of my own Vegas and Rap team members calls me during a show and completely forgot that we were doing a show from 3 to 4.
but wait. Continue with the story.
Go ahead. What was after that?
What happened? You finally did answer the phone.
Yeah, well, I called you back.
Yeah.
And you asked me what I was calling you for.
Yeah, no, I was just messing with you. And you said, I said, what? It took him 3 times before I understood. I'm on the air, God damn it.
Well, I'm sitting here like this because the microphone's on. So anyway, that we call that an indirect Cashism.
Yep.
I told you I'm only 2 years behind him.
I know.
man.
I know you are. I know.
Falling
And
right
I
in
sit
there.
next to him during the show,
That's
so
true.
it's rubbing off.
It's rubbing
Thank you.
off. It's rubbing off. All right, let's step aside for a last break before we hit some weird news. And I'm telling you, folks,
It's weird.
Vagijar's coming at you.
Oh, my God. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Vegas Unwrapped. Phillips Cash, JPeg, yours truly, the Bobcat. My favorite part of the show, weird news. Oh, my God. Here we go. We might get kicked.
All right, welcome back to Vegas Unwrapped. Aaron Phillips, no Ricky Cash tonight, although he is listening back in North Carolina. All right, without further ado, it is that time of the show where we actually feel good about ourselves with weird news. And I'm going to start off with the story that I teased earlier at the top of the show, the lead story called Anatomy Class in Court, gentlemen. Hold on to your seats for this one. Quote unquote, this will be upsetting, cautioned Justice Robert Grazer, addressing jurors in February in the Edmonton, Alberta murder trial of Brad Barton. At issue was the cause of the victims having bled to death from her genitals, and the judge ruling that jurors would benefit by inspecting the actual wound, admitted the vagina itself, not a photograph, into evidence. The organ had been removed for autopsy and preserved, and the chief medical examiner donned rubber gloves and pointed out to the jurors how clean the wound was, suggesting a sharp object, rather than the rougher, scraping wound that would have been created in other ways, such as by impalement. Mentioning the zombie apocalypse earlier, I have a story to follow that one up.
Please tell us.
This is under news you can use. Researchers from Cornell University, inspired by the book World War Z, recently computer simulated the spread of a zombie apocalypse and now advise the anxiety-prone to head for higher ground if infections break out, recommending Glacier National Park in Montana or even better, Alaska. Using differential equations and lattice-based models, the statisticians demonstrated that infections would slow dramatically as fewer people became available to bite. But that, ultimately, we're all doomed. The state most quickly wiped out, do you want to take a guess?
Nevada.
Yeah.
My home state of New Jersey.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
Oh, my God. Here's another Nevada-based story. Legislature's war on science. Nevada Assemblywoman Michelle Fiore told a radio audience in February that she would soon introduce a bill reforming end-of-life procedures for terminally ill cancer patients, such as administering baking soda intravenously to flush out the cancer fungus. Before her election in 2013, she was CEO of Always There Personal Care of Nevada, which she describes as being in the healthcare industry. Here's a bonus tidbit. Fiore blames her accountant for the company's reported $1 million in IRS tax liens, and the accountant was her ex-husband.
What was the odds on that?
That's right. Exactly. Oh, my goodness gracious. Let's see. How about big crimes?
Okay.
Use what you have. Story number 1. Morris Wilson, age 58, was convicted of assault in Belfast, Northern Ireland, Magistrates Court in February for using his admitted big belly to bounce an aggressive neighbor lady out of his garden in a dispute. The lady was injured as she fell backwards. Number 2, in a March skirmish over a handicapped parking space at a Walmart in Greenfield, Wisconsin, Ms. Keisha Perkins, age 32, was charged with assaulting a 71-year-old woman by, said a witness, chest butting her, knocking her to the ground. Said Perkins, quote, "It's not my fault she bounced off my big chest." The euphemism chest was, of course, substituted by the TV station. Oh, my goodness gracious. Least competent criminals, one of Mr. Cash's favorite topics.
Yeah.
Alexander Tomaszewski, age 33, was convicted of filing a false police report after a January incident in Lane County, Oregon, where he claimed police had beaten him up in a cell after his arrest for stalking and sexual abuse. Tomaszewski's face evidenced a beating, but he was obviously unaware of the surveillance camera, which revealed that, over a 4-minute period, he was alone in his cell and punched himself in the face 45 times to create a police attack. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't make this stuff up. There is stupidity all around the world, and the good news is they make us feel better about ourselves.
There you go.
Woo! My goodness gracious. Well, gentlemen, we survived the show without Mr. Cash. How did we do that?
I give us
Just lucky, I
I give us
guess.
a B plus, man.
B plus?
Yeah, I give us a B
Yeah, I'll
plus.
listen back to the podcast, and you're probably right. All right, want to thank Jeff Carstensen for coming on tonight. Good stuff. MULTIMOVIN FITNESS. Check him out online. Whether you want to run a triathlon or whether you just want to feel better, give Jeff a call. Want to thank Holly for hanging out with us in studio. You'll be hearing more from Holly in the coming weeks. Mr. Cash, I know you're listening. Enjoy the rest of your time back there. Mr. Bobcat, thank you so much for doing your thing.
Thank you, sir.
JPeg, as always, we appreciate it. And you, the listener, please check us out on Facebook, Vegas Unwrapped Internet Radio. Check out the website, updates to our videos and pictures, and we want to thank you for checking in.
And I've got one thing to say.
Sure.
Let's all be nice to one another. You know why?
Because we're all we've got.
That's it.
Have a great week, everybody, from Vegas Unwrapped.